Here we go. All right. So welcome to Rock the Mic. I don't know which one this is, but we're going to talk about what makes a great leader. And the reason being is when you guys get up on the microphone, um, you need to lead and get their attention because the attention span is usually 16 seconds per minute. Okay. Which means that when people speak, you want them engaged in your shows and your books and everything that you do. You don't want them, you want them to be so consumed that they don't want to leave what you're doing, even if they have to go to the bathroom. Okay. That's what you want. So basically, what distinguishes great leaders from adequate ones, it isn't an IQ or technical ability, it is emotional intelligence. So we're going to talk a little bit about emotional intelligence now, the ability to monitor your feelings and those of others, to guide you what you're thinking and your behavior. Okay, now I've been taking classes and I'm writing notes down. So I'm going to read the notes that I have and then, we could discuss it. So when you're in front of the microphone, obviously, in the past videos, you learned about breathing, we're going to talk about emotional intelligence today. Now, believe me, you need technical skills and smarts as well. Okay. But emotional intelligence is 3 times as important to careers of all levels, not just, any like higher levels. Technical skills or IQs. It also is in their top tier that accounts for 90% of the difference between average and star performers. That's statistics. Okay. Meaning that studies have showed strong links between emotional intelligence and the bottom line results. And I'm going to give you an example. One company divisions, whose senior manager scored high, right? They had emotional intelligence, beat their yearly goals by 20%. And a division with leaders who did not know about emotional intelligence underperformed by almost as the same amount. So there's 5 components. You want to write this down. There's 5 components of emotional intelligence. Okay, which we'll probably deep dive into them in the future. But the first one is self-awareness. So you want to write this down. Self-awareness is number 1. Okay. Number 2, let me know when you got self-awareness down. Okay. Number 2 is self-regulation. Number 3 is motivation. Number 4 is empathy. Number 5 is social skills. Okay. So we have, hi, Miss Charlene. So we have the 5 components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So when you're speaking, you have to be aware of all this. Now, self-awareness, we're going to talk about the first one. You really have to understand yourself and your effects on others. So when you're speaking, you want to give yourself a realistic self, assessment. Okay. You want to have a sense of humor and you want to gain confidence. How many people are lacking? Can somebody show me with their hands up, how many people get nervous when they go to speak publicly? Does anybody speak? You do? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you something. And I've showed a few of you before. If you're right-handed, get your left hand. Just do this. Cover your nostril and breathe in deep. Let go and breathe out slowly because you're activating your other side of your brain. Okay. Now what you're doing is the serotonin is running. Okay. Now, for example, to gain confidence, you really have to believe and you have to have faith in yourself. So in order to believe and have faith in yourself, you need to find out what is actually wrong with you and then correct it. Because everybody has something wrong. Everybody is lacking something. It's true. Like I have a lot wrong with me. I'm gonna tell you right now, my weight is wrong with me, but I'm not happy with my weight. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to do something about it. Now I know Grace can get me to be skinny like her. I'm gonna talk to Grace about that. You understand what I'm saying? Whenever there's a problem, you address the problem. If you're wrong, you admit you're wrong and then move forward to find a way to fix it. And that's the most important thing. So if you're talking on stage and you have like notes that you're taking, what you want to do is if you make a mistake, they don't know if you made a mistake. They have no idea. Unless obviously you're singing a song and you change the words around. Okay. So you just got to play it off. Okay. When you act, okay, and you make a mistake, what you want to do is you want to just let it go. Keep moving forward. Okay. If you're in battle in the army, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Tracy, but if you kill the wrong person, what are you going to do? You're going to go kill the next person. You just got to keep moving forward. So that's one thing. And you have to okay, so a self-aware person who struggles with deadlines, I'll give you an example, and plans ahead. That's a self-awaring person. So if you're the type of person where you struggle with your deadline, to get all your plans ahead, you need to focus, breathe, take a deep breath. Okay. And then you have to ask for feedback. Hey, is there something that I can do to make this better? And then you have to learn how to take criticism when you're on stage. You got to think of yourself like you're a comedian on stage, getting ready to do a joke. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason being is when you're doing that, what happens is you don't know. Okay. I'll give you an example. I wanted to be a comedian, I guess, all my life. Because I'm a type of person, I like to make people laugh because I came from not such a great, I came from an abusive family. They were Italian. So it's like this. If you are born, you get put into the system, then you get taken out of the system. But when you're present, okay, and you want to make people laugh and you can't make people laugh, what are you going to do? You're going to be like, oh God, what do I have to do to make this? You have to find out. You have to find out about your self-awareness. Okay. Another thing is, another sign is let's see, how would I word this? People who admit to failure easily with a smile. That's another sign of self-awareness. They also know their ability and they have to play their strengths. Like, a person like that, knows they're wrong, but then they try to top it. Like I try to top it a lot. I'm not good with that. There's nobody perfect but Jesus Christ, God himself. So you're never going to be the best of the best because there's always someone out there better than you, but you just got to know that you did your best. And when you know you did your best and you believe it, it doesn't matter. You should not care what other people think, first of all. As long as you're okay with yourself and you go to bed, you don't hurt somebody. Thank you, Jay. And you don't hurt anybody. What happens is you'll sleep good at night. And believe me, give. You want to give enough. When you're doing these shows, you want to give with your shows. You want to give value. When you're doing your books, Linda, you want to give value in your books. And the reason being is you want them to come back. Miss Charlene, I love you, by the way. I didn't get the package up, but I know you sent it because I saw that. And I want to say she gives. This girl is always doing benefits. Okay. Now, leaders who see themselves clearly also see their companies clearly. You all have a company. Okay. So with that said is everything you do is a company. Okay. So Linda, you have books. That's your company. Oxygen, right? You're a part of Oxygen. So when you start to see clearly, your company sees clearly. You have to lead by example. So when you have the audience and you're on stage, okay, you want them to see the vision that you're seeing, if that makes any sense. I could be talking some, Italian verbiage here, but I don't know. So I'm just going to ramble. I was taking notes and I was really impressed with this John Maxwell dude. So, he just really impresses me, this guy. Whoa. Okay. So this definitely, I have to say, is an honor. The person who just entered the room, Miss Cynthia, I am blessed that you are here. This girl motivates me every day. She's one of my motivators. I'll give you an example. I could wake up in the morning. Okay. She knows how to talk to the crowd because she's just talking and she does not care what other people think. She's telling her side of her story. Okay. Cynthia, I don't want to call you out, but would you be able to just do one of your little lives right now and just to show them an example? Because we're talking about emotional intelligence, and that's what you need in order to succeed. It's not, that's one of the components you need. So there's self-awareness for those of you who came in late. The 5 components of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. And you definitely need these if you're going to entice the crowd, okay? If you're going to teach, if you're going to have a business. So Cynthia, if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself for a minute, just tell everybody who you are and just push your book, how you do it on, and just do something motivational. I'm giving you 3 minutes to just talk. Hi, Hala.
You're adorable. I am so grateful for you, Michelle. I am so grateful for you. And it's funny, I didn't do my live this morning. So I am the author of You Can Do Hard Things. I am a restaurant owner and an entrepreneur. And I have found that I have a gift to share. It is something that I never thought that I would ever do in all of my life. But I had 3 really meaningful conversations this morning. And just from me to you, I encourage you to tap into what you can give to somebody else. And like Michelle said, self-awareness is huge. Knowing yourself and knowing what your gift is and how you can draw that out of somebody, or just simply give to somebody. One of my coaches told me, I was searching. I was like, I don't know what my gift is. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know where to start. And so they said, put something on Facebook, describe me in 1 or 2 words. The biggest thing I got was optimistic, encouraging, energy. My energy was contagious. And so the first person to respond to my post on Facebook was Coach Michael Burt. And I love him. I love him. And he was the first person to respond, and he said, contagiously optimistic. It is in my book now. And I have just really, truly leaned into my superpower, which it's not huge. I wasn't born with any sort of, outlying talent, but this is what I've leaned into. And this is my talent during the pandemic, during times of doubt and, mindset issues, because it's you against you. No matter what, it is you against you. I don't care if you blame it on somebody else. I don't care if somebody else told you something. It's your choice to believe it. It's your choice to correct it. It's your choice to do something about it. So the self-awareness piece, Michelle, I 1000% absolutely agree with you. If you do not have self-awareness and you do not know yourself, that is the first thing that I would tackle. So thank you. I can't believe I'm off the fly. There you have it, people.
Okay, so everybody give her a round of unmute and give her a round of applause. Unmute, and then that was excellent. Now see how she did that on the spot?
Thank you.
Wait.
I appreciate that.
Wait, I think I have.
I appreciate
Oh wait, that's it. There we go. We got an audience right there. But
thank you.
No, seriously. So you see how she just did that on the fly? She was not afraid and she was so excited. You see the energy she had? Even when you're singing, okay, you have to have self-confidence. You have to know where you are on the microphone. You don't see me. So when I'm talking like this and I'm talking real low, or if I'm talking like this, you're going to pay attention. So in the same sense, you see how she came forward and went back? Those are actions. So when you're talking, Jess does it too. Jess, when we do, and she comes in, okay, when we do our intro, because there's always an intro and an outro when you're doing something. You want to get yourself set, okay? You want to get yourself righteous. Self-awareness, believe me, if you are right, your employees and your team will be right, okay? Another sign is when you have a sense of humor, which I said. You have to know your ability and play other people's strengths, okay? But don't overreach and don't, you know, and don't be afraid to ask for help with anything, because the more you ask, the more you're going to find you're going to learn about yourself, for starters. So leaders who see themselves clearly, again, see their companies clearly, their company's staff see themselves clearly, then they do more for you. Okay. You want someone that's going to do more for you. Okay. And want to be a team as one. Okay. Now, it's easy to overlook self-awareness when sizing up potential leaders. You might assume that somebody who admits to shortcomings isn't tough enough to load, when in fact the opposite is true. Okay. A leader must constantly judge capabilities in themselves and in others. These are notes that I took from Mr. Maxwell. Okay. So self-regulation. This is the second one. You have to, so these are I'm going to read my notes. Self-regulation, controlling disruptive impulses and thinking before acting. I have an issue with that. I'll hit someone first and then ask questions later. You understand what I'm saying? I have a big problem with that. You know what I mean? If I see somebody hurting a little kid, I'm going to punch him in the head. I know it. It's just something that, you don't want kids abused. You don't want, that's to me.
Did she freeze for me? Let me freeze for you guys.
She froze for everything. Michelle, can you repeat that?
Okay. So number 2, self-regulation. Self-regulation, controlling disruptive impulses and thinking before acting. I have an issue with it. Like I was saying, if I see somebody hurting a kid or an elderly person, or even a guy hitting, going after a wife, of course I'm going to have to hit the guy. I'm sorry. I'll hit first. That's just the Italian in me. I don't care. Okay. And, you want to be, so with self-regulations, I put thoughtfulness, comfort with ambiguity, and integrity. Those are 3 things that I pulled out of that really stuck to my mind. A leader who controls their feelings create an atmosphere of fairness and trust. I'm going to give you a little story after I read this. So productivity becomes higher for starters. It also draws talent. Talent will come to you. Believe me, they will come to your curbside. Okay. And they will curb their unethical behavior when they're there. They will respect you. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard my respect rap when with Madonna, but I'll have to pull it out. But I'll give you an example about self-regulation. So I was just talking about it with Han Soto from, with his wife, Han Soto from Cobra Kai. So Julie and I were talking, and we were saying how if you're upset with somebody, you need to forgive them. And when you forgive somebody, you have to let it go. You can't keep bringing it up, because then you really did not forgive that person. Okay. That's why I love everybody. I don't hate anyone. I don't, I mean, there might be one person I dislike, but I don't hate them, because I think hate is worse than saying the F word. Okay. Now, and God's name in vain is even worse. The third thing is motivation. Now, if there is one trait that virtually all great leaders have, it is motivation. So when you're up on that stage, you want to be motivated. Cynthia is an example of that. Let me tell you, you fall in love with her instantly. When you see her stuff, you're like, oh my God, I want to be like that. I'm telling you, I've been following her. I follow Kaya. Tiffany, when she says, get up, exercise, and praise the Lord. Like that's stuff I want to be around. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll give you an example. Or maybe I shouldn't I'm just going to read my notes. So motivation, if there's one thing, trait that virtually all great leaders have is motivation. The third component of emotional intelligence, it's noted. Motivation is the third component of emotional intelligence. Motivated people are driven beyond expectations. And they don't necessarily work for money. They work because they love it. Mupo is a proven fact. We really haven't, well, I did put commission checks out there, so you should be getting stuff. But I'm saying we've been all hustling, and we're putting our heart into it. We believe in it. We are going, and most of us are women. I know Jay is on here, but most of us are women in Mupo. Boy, the world is going to really be taken by storm. We got France. We got, okay, so wait, Hala, where are you from? You're in Paris?
Yes, I'm in Paris, France.
See, Paris. Linda, where are you from?
Scotland.
Scotland. I love the way she says that. Karen, where are you from?
Ireland.
Ireland. Okay. We have people from the UK too. Who's here from Canada besides Miss Jesselyn? Okay. Who's here from the US? Okay. It's like this. We're going worldwide. People don't realize this at all. Jay's from Canada too. Right on. Okay. So we're going worldwide, guys. This is getting out there. People want to be on Mupo. You should be bringing as much people to Mupo as you can. Get your shows, get your content done, because you guys don't even know what you're in for. And when we take this on the road and do our book tour, okay, when I'm going to get my tour bus again. I'm going to get the 3 tour buses that I had. I'm going to buy 4 now. Okay. And we're going on tour. We're hitting Nashville, and we're going to knock on Dolly Parton's door. Okay. Cause that's what we're going to do. And Billy Ray Cyrus too. So with that said, motivation, you have to have something that you want, and you have to be able to give something up. So when you're on stage, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish when you're doing a live? What do you want to accomplish? Think about it. Why are you going live? Are you going live like I do, just to say, hey, what's up? How is everyone? Because I've done that before too, and had 400 people on a live, and then they start bringing up stuff. Well, you know what's near and dear to my heart is homeless. The homeless veterans that serve for our country so that we could be free. And if I can buy buildings all around the world and put those homeless people in there, I'm going to do it. And I will do it, because I'm not going to stop because of my motivation and my driven spirit of my heart. You understand I have a hunger for that. I have a passion for my work, a desire to raise the bar to the next level. And the other thing is I'm committed. Okay. Now we're going to talk about number 4, which is empathy. I know we went over a little bit over a half hour. I apologize, because I know I said it was only going to be a half hour. So empathy. So empathetic people read between the lines. We do. That's what it said. Ability to read between the lines so that we can care and understand and support the group dynamic skill with group dynamic. I don't know if I wrote that down. I was writing real fast, but for the most part, we read between the lines. We can tell who's bullshitting us and who's not bullshitting us. And seriously. And that's another thing. It's like, teamwork. The prevalence of teams create teamwork. Global business, the rapid pace of globalization and the growing needs to be attracted. So when you're going live, you're talking, don't even think there's people in front of you. Just talk. Talk like you're doing something that you want to hear yourself speak. You won't make mistakes. because they don't know you're making mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore you're not making a mistake. You said what you said. Get it out. Get it out. There's a reason why you're saying things. Sometimes my spirit guide will just come in because I'm very spiritual. I meditate, twice a day, sometimes more. And I believe that I'm very spiritual. Yes, I could read people. Yes, I can do things. But, and in fact, tonight we're going to do a lesson about personality colors. There's green personality, red, write this down. This just came to my mind. Let's do this tonight, Jess. So we're going to do the red personality, yellow personality, blue personality. And what's the other one? Red, blue, green, right? So there's different personalities. Like for instance, if you're a green personality, you're going to have to see everything in, written down in black and white before you even make a decision. I'm going to teach you guys how to sell if you want, because you guys have a business. You need to start selling. Okay. The other thing is, talent management. Okay. We'll teach you how to have little soldiers. Leaders need to understand their team members and help them collaborate, not go after them and say, hey, you know what? You're doing, in front of everyone, you're doing this wrong. Call someone aside. If you're telling a joke on stage, if you're a comedian, hey, listen, I want to talk to you outside. People come in late and you're looking on the Zoom. It's hard to do it because we're on a Zoom. But if you're paying attention on the Zoom, like if you ever notice Rich Dolan, he'll be like, give me a thumbs up. You know why he does that? He wants to see who's paying attention. And it's okay for you guys when you're talking to an audience to say, hey, can I get an okay? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a middle finger? Whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. You understand what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, I made you guys smile because I said, can I get a middle finger? Come on now. Now you have to, don't do that though, because we're taping. But my point is you have to find something, exactly. If you haven't done strength, wait, let's read what Cynthia said. If you haven't done Strength Finders book test, it gives you great insights into you, self-awareness. Thank you for that, Cynthia. So Cynthia is actually someone that I look up to. So people are like, oh, well, you do this. Follow her. She's got a page. Follow her page. You know what I'm saying? She's a part of Mupo. We need to start, obviously supporting one another, which we do. Okay. If you're empathetic, you will have a good feel for cultural differences as well. So they can read body language. People from different cultures read body language. Okay. And it's important when you're speaking that your body language is sincere. Okay. It's also crucial to retain talent. Okay. And to retain your talent, I should say. And it will reduce any turnovers that you have. So if you're making a mistake and you're being sincere when you're doing say you're taping something live. Do you ever notice the wrestlers when they go live, they do a promo, yo, man, we're going to be here at so, you come now, I'm going to beat you up, and then the wrestlers do that. Come now, I'm going to take Hulk Hogan down. They get loud. You don't have to get loud, but they get loud because they're in a gimmick. So you need to find your gimmick when you go out there. Okay. When you're singing, you have to find your gimmick. You can't just sing songs you like. You have to sing songs that complement your voice. Like for instance, I learned to like Barbra Streisand because I can sing like that. I can sing with, Whitney Houston, you just love. I just love Whitney Houston. So I can sing like that. You understand what I'm saying? You can make your voice sound deep, sound high, you could have alto, tenor, anything you want. You just have to physically put it into your mind and then figure out a way. It's like for a long time, I could not figure out how to hit the high notes that Whitney Houston did. Now, for instance, when I did learn it, I just visualized myself being Whitney. Okay. When you're in a situation like when I was growing up, okay, I used to break away and I had to deal with albums. I put my headset on and I'd had to deal with albums that, my parents had, you know, because I didn't come from, I came from an Italian family. There was a lot of violence, a lot of abuse. And I would put on, and not every Italian family is like that. Okay. But just the ones from New Jersey, yes. Okay. You have to visualize yourself. Like if I want to be like Cynthia, I could be like Cynthia. You want to be yourself though. You understand? There's a difference. So when I wanted to be a kid, I put Carole King on and I'd be like, I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. And I would sing it, right? And I would go into their world and make believe. I would come up with my own stories in my head. Like I was on tour and I was Carole King and, you know, Pat Benatar and Joan Jett and all the people I liked were on tour with me. And then when the album was over, I just sometimes play it again. Or if I wasn't allowed to, I'd go out and I'd still hear the notes in my head. You understand what I'm saying? You have to find what suits you best when you're out there. I mean, Jess, she teaches, tell what you taught of that little video. Just unmute yourself and talk a little bit about that and why it means so much to you.
I don't think I'm on mute, am I?
No.
Okay, yeah. So the video I did a week and a half ago was for a group of women, mostly out in Africa, and it was on acquiring financial education. And the reason I'm passionate about it is because, I mean, I grew up with nothing and I had to build everything I have from scratch. And I find that women, more often than not, struggle harder. We don't ask for help. We leave the finances up to our significant other. And then when it comes time, something happens, whether it be illness, death, divorce, women are left really, really stuck. I mean, it's one thing to already deal with whatever it is you have at hand, but when you have to figure out finances, or worse, when you find out your finances aren't what you thought they were because you left them to someone else, I don't want to see women go through that. So I have another presentation I'm actually doing tomorrow, but this one is on acquiring financial independence through real estate. Again, anything around the finance side, I'm super passionate about. Just again, based on the way I grew up without money, watching my parents still to this day who don't have money. I'll be taking care of them as they age, but we don't have the means to do that. And there's so many things I've been through in my life where I saw women have it different. So for example, I know for a fact I got paid less to do the same job as my male counterparts when I was in the corporate world. And there was no reason, right? So I just feel if women become educated, they'll be able to stand up for themselves, they'll be able to support themselves, they'll be able to ask for things that they currently won't ask for, like raises, promotions, anything that they need. That's why I'm passionate about
it. And you know, Susie Fabricini has a show on Mupo, right? It's called the Fun and Sexy Finance Show. She doesn't want anyone to be a bag lady. Give Jess a round. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you something. When I was a kid, right? Everyone says, Michelle, you're stupid. They called me retarded. They called me everything, right? I mean, literally, I got picked on. I got thrown around. I got beat up. And you know what? I have these. I have more than, I don't know if you can see this. I have more than two. I have Grammy. I have these people that picked on me. They don't have it. Now I'm going to give you an example. They don't have this. You know, they want it. They want it bad. They always wanted to be on MTV. You know what I'm saying? I got Grammys. I mean, the thing is that if you want something in life, you write it down. Okay. Write it down vividly. Then you write down exactly, put it in your mind. Oh, listen, it's a really nice sunny day. And I could just taste my caramel macchiato going down my mouth as I am writing my speech to win an award. You understand what I'm saying? And then you put the award that you're winning. Or if you want to be with Jason Momoa, okay, just stupid stuff. Like I'm going to do a movie with Jason Momoa. He don't know it yet, but we're going to do an action movie together. He's going to be my new best friend. Okay. So with that said, I put it out in the universe. I write it down and then I say it out loud. Now, when I do my affirmations in the morning, I say flat out, I don't know if I'm doing it right, Cynthia, but I say, I love money. Money comes easy to me. I mean, I welcome all the money coming into both of my bank accounts. With that money, I am buying buildings all over the world and putting my homeless veterans in it. I have 9 apartment buildings. I am putting my veterans and all the homeless people in there. Okay. I have 3 RV parks. And why am I so obsessed with RV parks? I'm going to tell you why. Because I lived out of a tour bus for a very long time and I got used to it. I like it. I'm a gypsy. So now my goal is today when I woke up, I was so thankful I woke up because last night I could not breathe and I could smell the mold coming in from, it's still here. Like I could smell it, but I know I'm protected by the white light of the Holy Spirit and Christ consciousness. The whole rainbow is on me. You understand what I'm saying? Because we were supposed to wait for weeks for them to even fix the hot water heater, for them to do all, which they were going to charge $8,000 for this, what happened? And the kid said, Jess, what did I tell you before what the kid said to me?
I can't remember.
He said, the whole company knows who I am.
Yeah.
And literally put in a hot water heater, not even an hour ago. The air is back on. I could start to smell it. Like I smell them. We have dehumidifiers. I'm grateful we're alive. Now I just got to get towels and new clothes and I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? But did I get mad? No, because I wrote this in my chart. And that's one thing that you guys have to know. Whatever you're doing in life, you wrote your chart with God before you got sent down with your mom. That's what I firmly believe. You're up there with your mom and God and you're writing your chart. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. Jason Momoa and me are going to do an action film together. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to hook up with this person. I'm not going to hook up with that person. It is what it is. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to go through is social skills. Okay. It's friendly. And I should say it's friendliness with a purpose. And it draws on all of the other 4 components. And, there's expertise. When you're building a team, you want to get people that know the business and you want to get people that you can train. So one of my idols is Brandon Dawson. Okay. When he came on Mupo and Friends, I almost had a heart attack. My heart, I swear. I'm going to give you an example. I've hung out with celebrities all my life. Okay. And when Brandon Dawson surprised me and came on Mupo and Friends, it was like Christmas. He walked in, I was on with Buck Wise. We were interviewing Buck at the time. And you go back and look. And Holly was the co-host at the time. And he walked in and I almost had a heart attack. I mean, my heart was in my throat and I didn't even know if I could talk. It was like God was there. You understand what I'm saying? And Linda, I'm obsessed with Brandon Dawson. Okay. So for him to actually come on and then it was just, I could not believe how blessed I was. That was worth $1 million right there. And I'm not kidding. Because he knows how to take a business from nothing and bring it up to something. Okay. He did, and it's funny. He was supposed to meet with Carl and I'm not blaming him, but I'm blaming his secretary. And he will meet with Carl. I'm going to set it up because you know what? He deserves to meet with Carl because he's, Carl is the man that can make things happen. Okay. Now, you also have to with expertise, you have to learn how to be persuasive. So when you're engaging into the crowd, you want to be persuasive, but not be too persuasive. Do you ever see when you're selling a car and they're like, come on, man, come on, give me your credit card right now. Let's get that thing. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. Okay. When you're singing, you want to hit the chorus at that point. Something that they can remember. Okay. Because remember, 16 seconds per minute is what somebody will remember. You guys can go back and listen to this, okay? Because persuasiveness, because of their self-awareness, they are excellent collaborators. Okay. People who are very persuasive, they know how to collaborate. They have passion. And when somebody has passion, it spreads. It's like a wildfire. Okay. And motivation drives them to find their soulfulness. Emotional intelligence can be learned, by the way. So don't think it can't. And these were my notes that I wrote down, and everyone's like, Michele, like, you come to learn, and people are like, oh, and I'm the type of person that I'm all audio. It's hard for me to read a book. When I did Cindy's book, I had to take a snapshot of the page and have the lady read it to me because I have ADHD and OCD. You ask me to read a script, I have to do that. Okay. And I have to listen because I write songs. Over 500 top 10 songs I've written. Okay. As a ghostwriter. You don't do that. Okay. By just waking up in the morning. I have a wild mind and I got to get my shit out there. You know what I mean? I need to share it with the world, just like you need to share your shows with the world. You need to share your books with the world, Linda. So with that said, anybody have any questions? I don't know if I can answer them, but if I can't, I'm sure Cynthia and Jess can, because Cynthia is one of my mentors, actually. Someone I look up to. And Jesslyn is my she's my right-hand girl here. Jojo. Come on.
Michele, I just want to say thank you though. I just want to say thank you.
No, thank you.
I just love your heart. And this was a whim that I got introduced to Mupo Entertainment. Sam was on here earlier. She's the one who introduced me to you. And I can't wait till the day I get to meet you and give you a squeeze in person. I'm very thankful for you. I'm very thankful for you. I wrote down a lot. I learned a lot. I appreciate your insights. And I love the whole self-awareness. It was great. So thank you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you. And like I said, tonight we're going to talk about personalities. I'm also going to teach, by the way, because you have to know your failures, what you're not good at in order to correct them, to become excellence. Okay. So there's about 16 or 15 things that I came up with that I don't know. I was thinking hard about this. Like I'm obsessed with money. So building my life around an accumulation of money actually will lead misery rather than happiness, unless I build my life around relationships, communities, and serving others. So there's things that, like when I got those awards, it was like, I always wanted them. And then when I got them, I was like, oh, this is it. Or if I hooked up with someone that was, granted, I'm not going to say, but just say I hooked up with somebody. And then you're like, I got to hang out with them. Let's just say, because we're just hanging. And you're like, oh, that was it? Like, they're not as cool as you really think they are. I'm at a spiritual level here, and I'm trying to find someone that's higher than me for me to like them. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to go with someone lower because then I got to teach them. You understand? So then everyone's like, Michele, why are you still single? And I'm like, I can't find anyone that can put up with me because I'm a whole heck of a lot. Who wants to travel? Who wants to eat out all the time? Because I'm not, Plus, I like to do things on the whim. And I meditate. Who can say that they're going to be able to find someone that's going to want to meditate 2-3 times a day? Or do good deeds every day. You know what I mean? I'm at a level now where I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I pray it does, but if it does, it does. It's in God's hands. You understand what I'm saying? You just got to let it go, give it to God. See, but one thing that I can say is I'm blessed because I have you guys. So that to me is better. Anybody have any questions? Nothing from Ireland or Scotland?
Not a question, but an observation, if that's okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I'm pretty familiar with emotional intelligence, but you laid it out in a way that is superb, absolutely superb. Thank you for that. And just on the motivation, just to give people an indication, because it's one of my pet topics, is that people are often motivated toward a goal. You know, and if you are doing a goal, make sure you visualize it using all your five senses and make it very big, bright and beautiful and real. Exactly what you said. Feel yourself doing it as well as see yourself doing it. But to be truly motivated, you need an away from as well. You need to be motivated away from something. So if you're motivated away from poverty, that's a great thing to remind yourself of when the struggle gets hard, is that I'm motivating myself away from that and towards something else. So it's what I call the push-pull of motivation. And that is just, if you can get that in place, you can do anything. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Karen, Tammy, Hala, Jay, Linda, Suzanne, Grace, my girl Jess,
Joanna,
Michelle,
actually.
Joanna,
Jojo wants to say something.
Please do.
I think it's a great subject matter that you covered because not all of us are good at every one of those. You know, so if you go over each one, I thought about maybe working on one that I'm not so good at, like that self-confidence component about owning it when you say it instead of like cowering to it. And so that me personally helped me out to think about what I can fix and what I'm good at and then praise those things. So thank you for sharing.
Jojo, you're awesome. And don't let anyone tell you different. Miss Linda, go ahead.
Thank you, you too.
Hello, greetings everyone. I just wanted to say that what I found has helped me is to do the Serenity Prayer. And it's not the typical Serenity Prayer, it's by James Allen. And you write it out for 90 days. And I found myself responding rather than reacting. I would take a few minutes to center myself, put myself in that other person's shoes, and I became much more aware of my my emotional intelligence and where I was coming from and how I could better serve. So I would highly recommend The Serenity by James Allen. It's part of As a Man Thinketh.
That's how we met.
Yeah, exactly. And I did it for 90 days and I'm starting it again because at every level you have to up it. And sometimes it's not easy, but just do it because the benefits far outweigh the actual effort that you have to put into it. So thank you.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Grace?
No, I love everything that you said today. It's stuff that I do, but I love the way that you had put it because it just reintegrates and refires me up in all these areas because we tend to get lazy and yes, we've heard some things, here and there, but this is a different way to hear it and see it. And I love it. Yeah, it really does come together when you speak. You have to have, it just makes sense.
Thank you. Maybe it's because I'm not educated. No high school. No, I actually did go to high school for a couple of years, but that's another thing. I read books. Well, not read. I listen to audio all the time. If I want to learn something, because high school, and I know anyone who has kids, they kind of, you may not want me to be around your kids when I talk about this, Jess, but I don't believe in college. I never did, and I never will. And I wasn't able to go anyway. But the point is, I need to know who's going to make me $1 million. Okay. I've been there and done that. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show you people how to do it. You understand what I'm saying? You just got to do what I tell you to do. Listen to my method, and then you take your own version of my method and make it better. That's what it's about. You know, you can't be jealous of somebody. You have to support them. Hey, you know what? So and so hit the lottery. Praise God, man. Let's pray that they don't go through it in a month like I did. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't hit the lottery though. I worked for it. But like, you understand what I'm saying? You want to be, see, God puts us all on a path for a reason. He puts us in a path so that we can learn from one another. And we need to realize that we're blessed, that we're in each other's company. Because now we're all spiritual in some sense, but we're forming this what I call a triangle, like, and a triangle is a sphere, like power coming up. Once it hits like this, it's going to soar. And we want to build it so high that we reach to the sky. You understand what I'm saying? And my doorbell's ringing. They're probably here to fix something. But anybody else have something?
I just wanted to say I really enjoyed this today, and you did a great job, and it's very motivating. Enjoyed it.
Miss Charlene, I love you. What are you cooking today?
You too. Well, I don't know yet. I'm working on things for the I'm working on baking this week between working at night. For the kittens, we're doing a setup at the crafts fair. So I've really been focused on that mostly.
Can you do
I don't know what I'm cooking.
Put that link into the Mupo promotion.
The link for what?
For people to donate.
Oh, yeah.
$5 or something like that.
$5. Yeah. Oh, we could use it. Yeah, but the bake sale's locally, so we're doing a huge bake sale for the arts and crafts fair. So I'm not really, I made homemade chili and we may eat leftover chili. But that's what I'm doing.
I love chili.
But I will put that link in there. If anybody wants to donate $5, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Even $1. Donate $1 to it. All adds up. We had a kittens, not long ago. I replaced it. It was $300 and we raised it within 30 hours. Just $5, here and there.
See, it's all about doing good deeds. Thank you, Miss Charlene.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork. You too. Thanks.
Okay. Holly, you want to say something? I don't wait. Suzanne's hand was up, so let's get Suzanne first.
Okay.
Hi.
Love
Sorry,
it.
I'm busy at work, and I didn't get to see all of it, and I would be greatly appreciative if I could get the copy of the recording since it's only for certain people sent to me, so I can watch it again tonight and take the notes.
Okay, everything that is done with this Rock the Mic is in the Rock the Mic page, right?
Okay,
Yes, we put
I didn't
all
know
the
if you were going to post it or not.
Oh,
because
yes.
you said it was for certain people in the beginning, so I didn't know if you were going to post it or not.
No, but we gave it
cool,
to
cool, cool. Just
anyone.
tag me in that. So cool. That's it. It was really good. Great information. John Maxwell's very motivating. Of course, I love him too. And thank you for bringing us on.
Thank you.
That's all. Have a blessed day. God bless us all. And everything's going to be all right.
It is. I think there is a song like that. Amen. Linda, you have a question?
I knew you would like that. All right, you guys, going back to work.
Not a question, but I wanted to let you know that the third book is going to be out in October for the George and Mildred series.
So this is one of her books right here.
Yeah, that's the very first one.
And the other one's here too. I was able to save a few things. Believe it or not, that was one of the things I saved with the books.
Thank you so much.
See you.
The third book, Let's Tango, I just got the author proof and made a couple of color adjustments and getting a second author proof just to make sure everything is good. And then it's being released into the universe. So beginning of.
So keep us posted. We'll promote it.
Yeah, definitely.
And put it in
my best story yet. honestly, it's my best story yet. It's about fostering adoption and embracing your authentic spirit, even though you might think that you won't be accepted for it. That's your talent, that's your sparkle, and you should shine. So,
Right on. Right on.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Anybody else got a question? I want to thank you for coming to Rock the Mic. Tonight, we will go over the green, red, blue, yellow personalities again. And I'm also going to touch on, what did I say? In order, what did I say? What did I say to you before? See, I don't even know half the stuff I say. In order to speak.
Failure to obtain the right mindset.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Thank you all. And I love you guys. And I'm looking at these things and I'm just, it amazes me because Cynthia doesn't know this, but I've been following her for about 2 years now. So when Sam brought her to the table, I was surprised. So this girl is always motivational. And I love the attitude. If something goes wrong, you just got to keep it positive. And that kept me through this week was you guys. So thank you. Cindy, you haven't said much. Holly, you didn't say much. And Tammy, you didn't say much.